Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Synema Cinergy, because Hollywood is out of ideas. They're not.
No, and they're definitely not out of weird CGI as well.
I keep meaning to tweak the intro because of the fact that I get sick of qualifying that I don't actually think that, and it's just a catchy tagline, but then I don't end up thinking of anything.
I cannot help you in that department, I'm afraid.
No, I know. So the premise of this is that a lot of movies that are coming out nowadays are remakes, or reboots, or sequels, or prequels, or somehow connected to a movie that's already come out before. And in that spirit, we're chasing storms, and that sweet, sweet internet money, by talking about the older movies that are inspirations for the movies of today.
Right.
So there was
Oh wait, are we not doing people intros?
Oh yeah, I'm Cody, aka the Starlet Troll.
And I am Greg, aka Greg.
And this is part of why I have Greg here, to help me remember to do basic stuff like introduce myself. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
So there was a little bit of debate internally about what to do for this latest installment of Synema Cinergy. At least there was some internal debate between me and myself, because on the one hand, Deadpool and Wolverine is coming out, and I thought to myself, Greg likes Deadpool, and you kinda hate it. So that could be funny.
Wait, you kinda hate Deadpool?
Did I say Deadpool? I meant Logan, Jesus.
Oh, okay, I was to say, like, what the
Wow.
What was this development?
It's like I've just been through a twister or something.
Yeah, an F5 twister.
What happened was, I decided that, in like 5 years, when Marvel finally reboots the X-Men, it's only a matter of time before they make another solo Wolverine project, and I can bitch about Logan all I want then. But when am I ever gonna get another opportunity to talk about Twister?
Right.
And that's why, with Twisters touching down in theaters, we're looking back at the 1996 Jan de Bont. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Jan de Bont.
Oh, he's Dutch. As I say, that sounds like a very Belgian name.
The Jan de Bont 1996 film Twister, starring Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
Indeed.
It's a disaster movie of sorts about a former storm chaser who's about to settle down and be a weatherman. Well, I guess he's already a weatherman, but he's taken a new, cushier job.
Yeah.
And he's about to settle down with his therapist fiancée, but first he has to get his storm chaser ex-wife to sign the divorce papers, which he's been waffling on for months.
By the way, it's not established that this woman is his therapist.
No, it never was established.
Even though it absolutely frickin' is.
I don't think it is. She's a reproductive therapist.
Eh.
Why would he need one of those if he's single?
For that reason? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she's not his therapist.
Hmm.
So they trek out to the middle of the Midwest, good old Oklahoma, in order to get Joe, who is played by Helen Hunt, to sign these papers. But Joe and her team are about to debut this new system that Bill helped design. It's not just Bill Paxton, his name is also Bill. Isn't that convenient?
Yeah, which is kind of wild in all honesty.
I love it. It makes it so much easier.
Outside of movies where it's a fictionalized version of a real person, this is the first movie I've ever seen that I know of where the actor is playing someone with the actor's first name, but not at all related to the actor or actress in question.
Oh, that's definitely happened before. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head, but I know it's happened.
Mm.
So they're in the middle of being about to field test this new system that's supposed to be able to sort of scan the inside of a tornado and give them an insider's view of what a tornado structure looks like, help them figure out what makes it tick. Get inside the non-existent mind of a tornado and figure out what's going on in there. A bunch of wind.
Trying to figure out what the thought process is of a literal act of God.
And the thought is, we gotta clear all this out there, don't you know?
Yeah, we gotta cleanse ourselves.
This parking lot ain't gonna pave itself,
It'll save it with all the dirt on Oklahoma.
Look, man, we got all the permits and such, so you're gonna have to take it up with City Hall.
Mm.
I don't even know what this voice is.
It's the voice of the legendary, the infamous Taika Waititi.
Okay, so there's a whole thing made about this town called Wichita, which is apparently an actual town where they filmed part of this movie in.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, you made the joke Taika Waititi when we saw a water tower with the name on it, and I just lost my shit. I lost my mind watching this movie, and I mean that in a positive. I actually had a really good time with this.
This movie was a good time.
And it's got some real talent behind it. The screenplay is by Anne-Marie Martin and also Michael Crichton, who wrote Jurassic Park, the novel.
Right.
Kathleen Kennedy and Steven Spielberg were producers on this.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Cary Elwes. So, yeah, no, I had a really fun time, which is good, because apparently the production was a fucking disaster.
Oh, it was an absolute train wreck. Much like a F5 tornado.
Among other problems, they used bright electronic lamps to make the sky behind Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt look darker. And those lights were apparently strong enough to temporarily blind both actors.
Nice.
Yeah, Bill Paxton recounted it as, "These things literally sunburned our eyeballs. I got back to my room, I couldn't see."
Damn, that's impressive.
They did solve the problem with use of a plexiglass filter and some eye drops and special glasses for recuperation periods. But, yeah, no, it's really funny because Helen Hunt also, well, this part's not funny, but Helen Hunt also took a couple of head injuries during the course of this film. After the first tornado chase scene, where they were hiding under the bridge,
Yeah.
she stood up so quick because she was worn out from filming that she hit her head on a beam.
Oof.
And then also when opening the door while the truck is going through the cornfield,
Yeah.
near the end of the movie, she briefly let go of the door and it hit her in the side of the head.
Oof.
Now the funny part is, director Jan de Bont said, "I love Helen to death, but you know, she can be also a little clumsy." And her response, which is gold, was, "Clumsy? The guy burned my retinas, but I'm clumsy. I thought I was a good sport."
Go get him, Helen.
Yeah, no. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah, for real.
Some crew members actually left 5 weeks into filming.
Yeah, because wasn't it a thing of De Bont lost his shit and basically pushed one of the cameramen down or something like that?
No, apparently that's unrelated. But the original camera crew did leave because De Bont was pissed off about something and knocked over a camera assistant who missed a cue. At which point, Don Burgess and his crew walked off set and only stayed for 1 more week until another crew came in to replace them.
Nice.
And then Jack N. Green, who was the head of the replacement crew, actually got injured because the collapsing house was activated with him in it.
Yeah.
So then for the remaining shots of the movie, De Bont was his own director of photography, which is fucking insanity. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
After you fucking horrendously injured everybody else.
Yeah.
What the actual hell?
That is insane.
If nothing else, I want to talk about this movie just for that, but fortunately this was also a pretty fun ride, unless you're in the tornado.
Unless you're in the tornado, or Joe's dad.
Or Joe's dad, where, God, I know it's a tornado, I know it's a crisis situation, I know you don't expect rational behavior, but it's really funny to me to think that if he hadn't been so determined to hold on to the storm door, he apparently would have been fine.
Yeah, he gets pulled out from the storm cellar because he's trying to hold the door shut, at which point he gets pulled with the door out, but Joe and her mother are just totally fine.
Even the dog survived, despite the fact that they left the dog behind!
Yeah, they left the dog in the house to die!
Unforgivable.
Okay, it'd be one thing if, you didn't know where the dog was, but the dog was on the bed with Joe when her parents came to get her.
Yeah, you just scooped her up, forgot about the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they let the dog in when it finally showed up, but, you could have avoided that.
Right.
They're lucky. I would have jumped through the screen, I would have hit him over that dog.
Oh yeah, 100%. It was a good dog.
That was a heckin' good dog. Just staring at the guy getting sucked up into the tornado like, oh, that's exciting.
That's what you get. Leaving my ass behind.
Very colorful cast of characters here. I forget most of them, except Dusty.
Yeah, oh my god, Dusty. As far as the supporting cast goes, Dusty is my favorite, even though he is more than likely the most depraved out of all of them by a freaking long shot.
Yeah, no, he's a miscreant and a moderate pest.
Yeah, and also he pertains into some, moderate sexual assault.
I'm not a lawyer, or a jury of his peers.
Or at least harassment.
Definitely harassment.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear about the suck zone, Dusty. But props to Philip Seymour Hoffman for being the most memorable out of pretty much all of these characters, because I, again, do not remember most of the rest of the cast.
For me, the most memorable ones, as far as the side characters go, were Philip Seymour Hoffman as Dusty and Jamie Gertz as Melissa Reeves. Especially since...
Yeah, but she's not really part of the crew. She's just along for the ride.
She's along for the ride, but part of me, even though it was the most schoolboy playground humor you can think of, A part of me did get a chuckle at the recurring joke in the first half of her getting a calls from one of her clients about how, because it's established that she's a therapist, specifically a reproduction therapist, and having to deal with a client who, from what we can tell, has an unhappy marriage, and his wife is extremely frustrated about their inability to produce a child.
And she has to reassure him, no, she didn't marry you for your penis. Okay, she didn't only marry you for your penis.
Yeah.
That was good.
Is it too early to jump into the broken up by CB radio?
I don't think it is. I mean, we're kind of all over the place with this one already.
Like the tornado.
You like the tornado?
Like the debris from the freaking tornado.
She came along just to get PTSD, post-tornado stress disorder.
Yeah, no, God almighty. This woman goes through it. She's a freaking trooper, because she stays with this crew for way longer than any other person in her position honestly would.
Yeah, Bill Paxton really should have just dropped her off in a motel after, the first one. Or before the first one.
Yeah.
And been like, okay, you stay here where it's safe, I'm gonna go, or I could stay, instead of, going running off with my ex who I only showed up to have her sign the divorce papers so I could marry you.
Yeah.
See how well that worked.
Yeah, and then instantly goes into, oh, nope, I'm back in it. It was just so cute. Everyone was like, yeah, Bill's back. I'm not back. Bitch, you're not back like John Wick wasn't back.
The Extreme is back! I'm not back. She's so fucking back.
For real.
There's also Aunt Meg, who's a really cool lady.
Oh, she's super cool.
Played by Lois Smith.
And also kind of calls out Joe on her bullshit, albeit kindly.
Yeah, don't blame yourself. What were you supposed to do? Fist fight a tornado? I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, or the whole thing, too, of how a recurrent theme in this is that Joe and Bill are no longer a thing, and Joe isn't totally over it, at which point Meg just goes, it's like, what, were you expecting him to pine over you for the rest of his life and then die alone? She just goes, is that too much to ask? It's like, dude!
No, I think they were both under that mindset.
Bruh, that's not cool.
Just sign the damn papers.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, I guess if you had, we wouldn't have a movie.
Mm-hmm. This is like...
Cary Elwes is a real slippery bastard in this, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
What a vomitous mass.
With a convoy of Chrysler products.
How dare he, check my notes, have corporate sponsors. God forbid somebody be in the storm chasing a dangerous hobby likely to risk your life for the money.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. I mean, yeah, if I'm doing this, I sure shit wouldn't do this for free. Are you kidding me? Don't get me wrong, I would want to do it for the advancement of science and all that, because that's really important, and this kind of science can save lives, but you sure as shit better bet that there's no way I'm doing something that could actively kill me at any given moment for free.
I gotta get a little bit of jingle jangle in my pockets, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
No, but he's also a prick, because he may have stolen Bill Paxton's design.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. They don't really go too deep into it. Much like they don't really go too deep into why Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt are divorcing in the first place.
Which is kind of annoying, because it's a thing of, I could use some background on this. I mean, you two clearly hate each other.
I don't even think they hate each other. Like, I actually kind of buy the chemistry in this one, even though they both kind of infuriate me intermittently at different points.
Yeah. But yeah, Jonas's whole thing is, it was an idea, an unrealized idea. Unrealized.
Yeah, God knows you can only steal an idea if it's, once you physically built the thing.
Right.
Trademarks definitely ain't a thing.
Yeah, intellectual property laws and all that shit.
Yeah. I feel like we haven't really talked about the twisters themselves, because, for being 1996 and having some very overt CGI, this is pretty good.
So, it's funny because the first twister, to me at least, looked very obviously fake. Of course it's fake. Obviously these people cannot create an actual act of God for the sake of filming this movie. But the fakeness comes through really hard in the first, I think it's like an F3 tornado. But the 2 or 3 tornadoes that follow are significantly more convincing and extremely well done for like a 1996 movie.
I feel like the worst one was probably the dual water spouts. I got some real Capri Sun commercials energy off of there.
I thought it was just the cows twisting all over the place that did it.
The cows looked more real than the tornadoes, I think.
Yeah, fair.
But no, they really do get a good sense of the scale and the destruction and the scope of the whole thing. There's a couple of really good shots, especially when they're at the drive-in theater and they realize that a tornado's coming in, which, by the way, nice work, Bill Paxton, Mr. Tornado Whisperer, Mr. I can apparently read a tornado's mind and know what it's gonna do.
Yeah.
Didn't notice the big-ass tornado sneaking up on us, but you just see the dark night sky stretching out, and then there's a lightning flash, and you see the giant wall of tornado. That's a good shot.
It was an extremely good shot, and it's established that tornadoes also do not like The Shining.
No, which we have that in common. I do not care for that movie. Not that I think that Stephen King version is any better. The movie, not the book. The miniseries, not the book. I like the book, which is why I don't really like the movie. But
fair.
That's neither here nor there. Some really good destruction in this.
Oh, yeah.
If it came at the expense of some of the actors and crew members' health. Which is not okay.
Especially when the second to last tornado hits and it destroys all of Taika Waititi. The trail of destructions that's left is genuinely awe-inspiring. Just the aftermath is completely insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, no, as disaster movies go, I like this one quite a bit.
Yeah.
I hesitate to call it good.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty goofy.
It's very goofy. What's funny is that while we were watching this, kind of the goofiness that pops in for me, because to believe it or not, for how insane the movie is, a lot of the craziness that comes with the tornadoes is relatively tame. But we do get a moment of the tornado flinging a tanker truck full of gas at our heroes, and we see the tanker like kind of fly by but not really do anything. And I just, wow! It's really rare for a movie to do a fake out with a tanker full of gas, and then the tanker lands in front of them as they're driving away. It's like, never mind.
I was just thinking, not since Nicolas Cage is Knowing have I seen such a fake out. Drops down, oh, there it is. Thank God I'll never have an excuse to rewatch or talk about Knowing again.
Oh, for real. That movie gave me nightmares.
That movie gave me an aneurysm.
Understandable.
I'm kidding. I just think it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's some real insane stuff in here, though, just from the actors trying to portray characters who are actually human perspective. Because when they swing by Meg's house for steak and eggs, and Melissa's just got this look on her face like she's never seen any of this food before, and it's literally just steak, potatoes, and gravy. So it's like, what do you eat? Do you photosynthesize? Is that what this is?
Yeah. I think it's not helped by her having to constantly deal with Dusty's bullshit, which I am glad that this didn't happen, but I was fully expecting it to be a thing of Melissa breaks up with Bill, but then just, like, shacks up with Dusty.
I'm glad that didn't happen either, but I 100% thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm also glad Meg lived. I thought for sure once they showed her house and the wind chimes really going off, I was just face palming going, of course! She's the supportive, wise mentor character. Of course she's gonna die.
Yeah, we both went TV tropes on that, but for different reasons. You're going like, oh, she's the wise, supportive character, so of course she's gonna die. And I'm just like, oh, her death is gonna be the thing that pulls Bill and Joe together and get past their differences, because it hurts them both equally.
Fortunately, we were both wrong. And she lives, as does Mose, the best dog.
Giant golden retriever.
What a big boy.
Indeed.
Or girl. I don't know what kind of dog they used for this. Point is, what a good pupper. Deserves all the damn treats.
Yeah.
So, looking at the box office versus budget, I can actually understand why they're making another one of these, because against a budget of upwards of $92 million, it made $495.7 million. So just shy of $500 million.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn impressive.
This is what, the second highest grossing movie of 96, I think?
You know, I never bothered to look that up, but it was. Also, one of the first movies to be released on DVD in the US.
Yes. Oh, guess what it was beaten by?
Oh dear, let's see, what came out in 1996? I don't actually know, that's when I was 2 years old.
Same, honestly.
Ooh, I don't know, hit me with it, I'm never gonna guess.
Independence Day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That tracks. I believe it. You know, I still don't think I've seen that all the way through.
It's a hard movie to watch all the way through.
Okay, good. That validates my decision to have never seen it.
Yeah, it is a very hard movie to watch the entire way, because it's also like a 3-hour movie, too. So, or at least...
Yikes! What?
Or... No, it's not 3 hours, but it's just over 2 hours. It's 145 minutes, but it definitely feels like 3 hours. It does not make good use of its time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know, by contrast, I think this movie had pretty good pacing, because there was that one moment after the dual water spout scene where we were both like, this feels like near the end of the movie, right? We check and we're like 40 minutes in. Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
But after that, it kind of clipped along at a pretty smooth pace.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good. Jonas and Eddie get a hardcore death. More than Eddie deserved.
Oh yeah, they had a hardcore death for, we established this is a PG-13 movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going into the tornado to try and record it, but the tornado's like shifting and basically is gonna eat the two of them. Bill messages them saying, guys, you need to move. This tornado is going to shift and it will be right on top of you. And Jonas just brushes them off, saying they're just trying to get credit for it. Eddie keeps on saying, no, we should probably listen to him. Bill would never, try to put us in harm's way, just at which point Jonas just shuts the radio off and tells Betty to start going. At which point, some scaffolding from a building comes out of nowhere, just drills through Eddie right through the driver's seat of the truck.
And you don't see it.
We don't see blood or anything. You know it just drills right through him, all the way through. His body is probably applesauce at that point. And we see
DED.
Yeah, and we see the truck get picked up by the storm and just body slammed into the ground where it explodes. At which point Joe just looks away. It's just oh damn, that's cold.
Oh yeah, they're dead.
They are hella dead.
I'm actually kind of surprised nobody in the main cast died of the main Storm Chaser crew. I thought for sure somebody was gonna bite it.
I thought, even though she's not part of the main crew, I for sure thought that Melissa was gonna die. I figured they were gonna have her be kind of semi-stereotypical, dumb character who doesn't know what's going on and have her die in a really ridiculous way. Thankfully, that doesn't happen.
Nah, the worst she has to deal with is post-tornado stress disorder and getting broken up with by CB radio.
Yeah.
Well, not really broken up with, but she gets to listen to Bill Paxton pour his heart out to Joe about how this self-destructive nonsense of trying to get super close to a tornado more so than necessary isn't gonna help anybody, and how she still got him. At which point she's like, oh, I don't got him.
Yeah, not anymore. Or, honestly, she probably never did, because she did say later on, it was never going to work out, and we both know it.
Yeah, as soon as they drove through Oklahoma, he was going to be like, tornado?
Yeah, honestly.
It's the meme of the guy walking with his arm around a girl, and then he stops to turn and look at another girl.
Yeah.
Only the other girl is a tornado.
The other girl is just like a freaking tornado.
Oh, man. I think that wraps this up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in this. There's a lot of, I don't know, things that I've dubbed Tornado Ex Machina and Debris Fu and what have you. I feel like there's more to talk about per se, but it's kind of just meandering all around the central point of this movie is silly and ridiculous and everyone's a little bit dumb and deranged, and all of that makes it a good time watching.
Yeah, this actually has me decently hyped for Twisters, where I wasn't before.
Yeah.
I still feel like Twisters probably gave away a little bit too much in the trailers, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got some surprises.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
I don't know how you're gonna top Giant Flaming Tornado, but...
Yeah. They'll figure it out, because remember, it's from the producers of Jurassic World.
And like that, there goes my enthusiasm. I haven't figured out an outro for these still. One of these days I'm going to sit down and figure out a sign-off. So I'm just going to say, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, share the video around, because that really helps.
Mm-hmm.
And next time for Synema Cinergy, we never actually did settle on it, did we?
I don't think so.
Huh. Well, I guess I can't drop a hint then.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, ...
Bye.
Bye-bye.